I believe we have enough wood to do the chicken tractor where we wouldn't have to buy any, but definitely not enough for the Chickshaw. We want chickens. They would be a tremendous benefit to our homestead. We eat a lot of eggs, and I have a lot of work for them to do outside. The biggest thing holding us back from getting chickens is we don't have a place to put them. My friend Justin Rhodes over at abundantpermaculture.com has awesome plans for 2 different styles of chicken housing. One is a design that he calls the Chickshaw. This is what he personally uses for his main flock. The coolest feature about the Chickshaw is that it can be moved by one person very easily. His other plans are for a small chicken tractor that would be basically designed for tilling small gardens. I really want the Chickshaw. I think that thing is awesome. I was just looking at the instructions for how to build it. It looks a little bit complicated and it requires a lot of parts. The tractor looks a lot easier to build, but it's also a lot smaller and doesn't have wheels, so it's not going to be quite as mobile. We have this leftover lumber from the construction project. It is untreated. I'm going to have to take inventory here and see what all we have. And over here I have some old roofing that was taken off during the construction project and some cedar shakes. When I moved all this lumber, I must have disturbed some ants because now there's a huge swarm all over the lumber. So I'm just gonna let that rest there for now. So I have these 3 very long 2x4s, 3 2x6s, another 6 2x4s down here. Oh, I'm standing on another one, maybe 7.
How much long was it? Is it, Daddy?
It's about 38 inches wide, 9.5 feet long. I believe we have enough wood to do the chicken tractor where we wouldn't have to buy any, but definitely not enough for the Chickshaw. So I'll have to give it some more consideration, figure out what we're gonna do. All right, are you ready to pet the sheep?
Sure.
Okay, let's go.
But first you have to turn the fence off.
Yeah, let's go turn the fence off.
Oh, that's F. Look, Daddy, there he goes.
Yeah.
Look, he's so happy.
Yeah, little guy.
Do a scratch behind his ear, Daddy?
Yeah. How's that, buddy? Sometimes when we tell people about our dietary choices with the primal lifestyle, we get these looks of sympathy like, oh, you poor thing. But I assure you, it is nothing like that. After dinner, we really enjoy eating a bowl of seasonal fruit covered with whipped cream. But no, we're not getting that trash from the grocery store that's in the can, that's got high fructose corn syrup in it. It's so easy to make our own, and it's so much better, we just do it at home.
I was going to make whipped cream, and I was going to use cream, honey, and vanilla. That's it.
So we're just using a certified organic heavy cream, local raw honey, and just a little organic vanilla extract.
Yeah. Here it goes.
So I just get a tablespoon and whoops. I'm gonna lower that and drizzle in the honey. Mix it in a little bit as it's coming off the spoon.
Mm-hmm.
And a pinch of vanilla.
Yeah.
So that's super simple, homemade whipped cream in less than 5 minutes. I'm kind of at a standstill with my projects outside, plus it's kind of chilly and gloomy. So I thought today would be the perfect time for us to sit down and chat, and I can tell you about how we wound up here, why we decided to move into a much smaller house and build an addition. We moved to the inland northwest from a big city back on the East Coast. We rented a house in town while we were searching for land that would become our homestead. Originally, our plan was to build a house. We were searching for bare land for a long time though. And somewhere along the way, my mother expressed to me interest in building her own little accessory dwelling unit next to our house wherever we wound up building. So I expanded my search parameters to actually include small houses, 1 bedroom, 2 bedrooms, that sort of thing, guest house style or cabins already existing on a property that we could then just build our house and my mom could move right into an already built accessory dwelling unit. That's when this place popped up. This was a 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, 600 square foot house on 10 acres. And we thought, after looking so long for property and then coming up here to see this place, the views really got us. The views around here are stunning in each direction. We thought this would be perfect. It was 10 acres, which would give me plenty of land to start homesteading on. It was in a really nice area, and it already had the house on it where my mom could move right in. We talked to a builder, and we got some initial estimates on the cost to build on this property, and found out that between the cost of building and the cost of this property, we were still within our budget. So we went ahead, bought the property. We were so excited, everything was going awesome. Then things went sideways. We got some more concrete estimates from the builder, and the cost to build was radically different than the initial estimate. It was way out of our budget, so building was just out of the question. So we were forced to choose between a couple different options. One, try to sell the property we had just bought whilst continuing to rent in town, at least for another year, because we'd have to sign the lease again. The other option was try to make a go out of what we have. A 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, 600 square foot house wasn't going to work for us exactly. So we looked into building an addition on the house, a 1 bedroom addition, bringing it up to about 850 square feet and making a go out of it. We were really crushed about not being able to build this house we had invested so much into. But the real motivating factor for us was the Joel Salatin quote that kept going through my head. If you want it, you really have to want it. Justin Rhodes from Abundant Permaculture recently did a video on his YouTube channel about this. A lot of people getting into homesteading or farming, they're moving into teepees or yurts or shipping containers. Now, none of that is for us. That definitely wasn't going to be our situation. But I had to ask myself, how badly do I really want to make this happen? How badly do I want to get on the land and start raising animals and raising our own food? With all that in mind, it really became a simple decision. We couldn't spend another year. We had spent 2 years in town. We could not do another year renting. We had to make this happen. I'll leave a link down below to Justin's video so you have a little bit of context what I'm referring to there with if you want it, you really gotta want it. But in the meantime, here's some footage you can check out with our addition being built.
So here we are up at our property, and this is the completion of stage 2 in the process of putting on a 250 square foot bedroom addition to our 600 square foot house. The first stage was last week, where the excavation was done and the footings were poured. And yesterday the foundation was finally poured.
Okay, so we made some good progress since the last video. The subflooring has been put in, and the walls have been framed, and the exterior sheathing has been put up to some degree. Day 23 of the build now. We have the building all completely dried in, the insulation is in, and we have the air barrier up, so come on in and take a look. Okay, little buddy. Here's your blueberries with whipped cream.
Thank you. Perfect taste. I like it.